Good evening, Fernando.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good. I'm gonna change this.
¿Quieres agua? Espera.
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Okay, Fernando, I told you to join today because I'm going to give you the guidelines for all the students to start planning the lessons. And that's why, well, yesterday it took me only 1 hour. That's why I asked you to join today.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, but next week, as I wrote, it is okay if you join us from 7 to 8 on
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
On Tuesday, 7
On
to 8.
Tuesdays, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, sure.
Good. I wrote in the self-presentation that you had a teaching experience long time ago. Could you
What?
tell me a
Sorry?
bit more? I read in your self-presentation in the virtual room that you had a teaching experience some time ago. Could you tell me about that? When was it?
I had, okay. I had experience like personal classes with children, English classes, and I was a teacher of theater with kids in a
Mm,
school
okay.
long time ago. So that's the experience I have with children actually.
Okay, I thought you had taught English.
Yeah, I taught English, but like a particular teacher, not in a school, but in a house, in
Got,
this children's house.
okay,
Yeah,
got. And how long was it? Like for a year, for 6 months, for
yeah. I taught the children like for 2 years. Like every day after school, I went to their house and I taught English like for 2 years.
mm,
And that theater, I was working as a teacher for a year.
okay. Yeah, it was a lot of time, 2 years.
Uh huh. Yeah. It was good. And theater, I was teaching in several schools, not just one, but several schools.
You focus on that. After that experience, you just continue teaching theater.
Well, I just taught theater for a year and then just work as an actor, just in projects, not
Okay,
teaching, but as an actor.
all right.
Yeah, until now.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm working, well, not now actually, but I have projects for next year that were canceled this year because of the virus. So next year I probably have like several projects here in Colombia. So I don't think I will be able to have the practicum too next semester.
I
I
see.
have to, yeah, because these projects are coming in January or February. I don't know, one of these months. So I will have to take the practicum too, like the next semester, I hope, or next year.
Hmm. I see.
Things are going good for me now as an actor because it's pretty tough. Profession is not easy, but these last years are being like really good. So, and I think next year probably I will have the chance to have a good project here in
Great.
Colombia.
And it's gonna take you 2 months next year, like to concentrate, focus on that on that project? You said
Yeah,
February,
well,
March.
no, actually, these projects are 6 months long. Like when
Mm,
yeah, if you participate in the whole project, like a serial, it's like several months, not just two, but several ones.
okay,
So maybe the whole semester, or maybe 2 semesters, maybe the whole year. Well, it all depends how the pandemic goes on. We don't know
sure.
yet. So I will have to think about it, about taking or not taking the practicum two next semester.
Yeah, it depends. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah.
that will be the last signature for me to finish the career, because now I'm taking the maestria season, the maestria classes,
Mhm.
like for the project. So I'm finishing, really finishing this semester, and just have the practicum to finish the whole. Uh,
Did you study literature?
yeah,
Did you
I
take
did
that
literature.
course?
Yeah, I did already last semester.
Great.
Exactly. So this is just the practicum one, and practicum two will be the last one, and
Okay,
the maestria courses,
courses.
which I already did one. I did the multimedia. I already
Mhm.
did it, and now I'm doing the second course, which is the design, curriculum design.
I see.
Uh-huh. So
Great.
yeah,
You're
great.
about to finish.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited about that.
Sure.
Sure. And I already have like a lesson plan. Like I already did it. It's like a borrador, no? It's like a,
A draft.
yeah, first try, a draft, exactly. About weather forecast. It's about
Okay.
weather forecast. So the students will be able to talk about weather like in a proper way. That's the idea that I'm doing for this first plan lesson.
Mm, but you need to teach the lesson to your classmates. I mean,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the students that are in the other group.
Hmm.
So you need to think about a topic for, well, we will talk about it. We will talk about it today. Yes. Okay. Good evening, Ditnalda, Natalia, Giovanni.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, teacher.
Okay, before we start with the ideas about teacher practicum, I would like you to tell me, Giovanni, Natalia, and Ditnalda, if you prefer to have your theoretical linguistics 2 class on Mondays at 8, because we had it this week on Monday at 6. But, and as I told you that I'm busy on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So like the options are or Mondays or Fridays. So I don't know if you prefer Mondays at 8. I know there are 2 more holidays, but as I'm telling you, I don't have any other time to teach you that lesson. So Giovanni, what do you think?
No, no problem, teacher. On
Mondays
Monday,
at 8?
8 o'clock, no problem.
Okay. All right, Natalia and Dinala, you told me that Mondays at 8 is okay for you?
Yes, teacher, no problem.
It's perfect, teacher.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to wait just 2 minutes more for your classmates. If they don't join us, we will start, okay?
One question, teacher.
Sure.
How many students are we gonna be in each season, in each
In
encounter?
each group,
Yeah.
each group has 7, well, this group has 8 and the other group has 7 students.
Oh, okay.
And because of the pandemic, it was difficult to ask you guys to look for your students and video record your lessons, because we don't know if we are going to be required to stay at home. And then some of you who are teachers don't have access to or are not allowed to video record your classes with your students. So that's why the possibility that we found was this one, to have you guys practice teaching with adults that are your classmates, and yeah, lesson plan and teach your classes with your classmates.
And how long are these lesson plans supposed to be?
Mhm.
1 hour or so?
45 minutes. So it means that
45?
in each
Uh,
session, there will be two students teaching. I mean, two of you will be teaching a 45-minute lesson.
yeah, so the counters will be like for 2 hours.
The lesson plan is you need to plan a lesson for 45 minutes,
Yeah,
each one of you. And
yeah.
during the semester or during the course that is just 2 months long, you will only have the opportunity to teach and plan 2 lessons, because you are 7 in each one of the groups.
Yeah. So during one encounter, just one student will present its lesson because it's 45 minutes
No,
long.
because you're going to join us just from 7 to 8,
Uh-huh.
because you have the other class, Fernando. But your classmates are going to join us. What's wrong with this?
From
From
6.
6 to 8.
Okay, I see. I understand.
Yeah, so for example, this is just an example. Natalia will teach next Wednesday from 6 to 7, and Giovanni will teach next Wednesday from 7 to 8. Next week, on October 28th, we will have Didier and Freddy teaching from 6 to 7 and from 7 to 8, and so on and
Uh-huh.
so forth. So that's why each group has 7 students. So you guys will only have the opportunity to teach twice and plan 2
Yeah.
lessons again.
Okay.
Do you guys
Do
have
I have
questions?
do you
Yes.
know when is my turn for this presentation? Do
Okay.
you have
It
already
depends
date?
on your lesson plan. You have this week to plan your lesson, and you need
Yeah.
to publish it on Sunday. It means that on Monday morning, I need to email the students that are going to teach the lesson and tell them, this is your feedback. Please prepare the lesson for Wednesday.
Okay. I see. So you will tell us.
Exactly.
Okay, I
It
see.
would depend on the lesson plan that you will write.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay, is this part clear about how you will be teaching the lessons?
Teacher,
Giovanni.
well, teacher, I'm going to ask you a question. In this moment, I realize that the next week I'm going to expose my lesson plan, but the lesson plan is the free topic.
Yes, yes, I'm going to show you some examples, because you have to teach your class to the students that are in this encounter tonight. Yes, so
Yes.
your classmates have an advanced level and they are adults. So you need to choose a topic that fits this population.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to show you right now an example. So
Teacher, excuse me, we will teach with the other group.
no, you will teach your class de Nanda to Giovanni, Natalia Orrego, Natalia Riveros, Didier is in this group, Fred is in this group, who else is in this group? Monica and Luisa.
Ah, okay. Thanks, teacher.
Okay, the next Wednesday, I'm going to have 45 minutes to expose my class.
To teach your class, but it's just an example. I need to I need to read the lesson plans that all of you are going to publish next next Sunday. And depending on what I read on your lesson plans, I will let you know, I will email you on Monday morning, and I will let you know if you have to teach your lesson on Wednesday, or if you need to, or if you have to teach your lesson on October 28th.
Okay, you let me know the next Monday in the morning.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Fernando, could you please help me to read this lesson plan?
Sorry?
Could you please help me to read this lesson
Yeah,
plan?
sure. Okay, so let's start. Communicative objectives. Length of the class, 1.5 hours. At the end of the class, students will be able to communicate in a meaningful way their experiences with bizarre food.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Sorry, a second. Sorry.
What? Do,
Just give me a second.
sure, sure.
Okay, thanks for waiting. I just wanted to remind you that you need to lesson plan for 45 minutes.
45, okay.
45 minutes, okay. And if for the communicative objective that you just read, you see that here we don't have anything about grammar. So here we don't mention anything about any tense or specific vocabulary, but we choose a topic that might be interesting for adults. In this case, is bizarre food. And the verb that is used in the communicative objective is to communicate. So the student will discuss, will give opinions, or you can choose any other verb connected to 21st century skills like create, like analyze, synthesize, summarize, conclude, etc. So it's for all of you to have in mind that you don't start planning from a grammar topic, but you start planning having in mind an interesting topic.
Okay.
Okay, so could you please continue?
Yeah. Class opening, warm up, and warm up activity. Have you ever heard the word bizarre? What does it mean? Then the students will be watched for minutes of the video Bizarre Food in Cartagena. Then the teacher will ask 2 questions. Question 1, what do you see in the video? Question 2, have you ever eaten bizarre food?
Okay,
Allotted time 7 minutes.
thank you. All right, so here you see this, the teacher use a video. The video is long, but he used only the first 4 minutes. And he started the class by eliciting from the students their knowledge about the word bizarre. And then by eliciting from the students or by asking them their opinions about the information that they watch in the video. So from the beginning, the teacher is getting from the students, asking questions to get from the students information, opinions, and previous knowledge. All right, and
Sorry.
yes.
Do you think that it is enough 7 minutes for that activity? I think
Okay,
no.
well, no, it's just approximately. So
Okay.
you need to better if you plan, if you put more if you write more minutes, because it's better that it's short and not long, because just we cannot go longer than the 45 minutes or the hour. We just have from 6 to 7 and 7 to 8
Okay.
to teach the lesson. And since this is the warm-up, it's very short. The idea of the warm-up is to engage students in the lesson, to catch their attention. And so that's why this exercise needs to be very short. And what you are going to read right now, Fernando, are the stages of Noonan. The ones that took practicum with me studied Noonan's stages that are 6 to lesson plan. You can use them if you are not experienced teachers, because that's going to help you to organize the ideas and have students practice all the skills. If you have experience teaching and you can promote communication or any other 21st century skill using a different structure, you can do it. It's not mandatory to use these 6 stages, but as I told you, if you can't promote communication with other approach method or other structure for your lesson.
Okay.
Okay, so could you please continue?
Yep. Activities that fit each stage of the methodology favored. Okay. List the activities and the stage they belong to, taking into account the methodology that you favor. It is also necessary to describe each activity in detail. Write information about the presentation of the topic that will be studied, the activities that will be used to practice it, and the activities that will be used to help students use the language to produce or communicate in an oral or written way. It is also necessary to write the skill that each activity wants to develop. For example, identify, create, compare, etc. Okay. Engagement, this is the same as presentation or pre-task. So match the unusual food with the country and write AF next to the numbers 1 to 6. If you don't know, have a guess.
Okay, so this is a pre-reading exercise because the teacher chose a reading to start the lesson. So before asking the students to read, the teacher showed the students this exercise so they can focus their attention on finding the answers while they read.
Yeah, what about when you say it is also necessary to write the skill that each activity wants to develop? For example, identify, create, compare. For example, I see that it says reading. It doesn't say anything about identify, create, compare, or anything like that.
You can be specific about it, and you can write it here. Identify some words connected to the topic of bizarre food, or in this case would be identify some bizarre food eaten in 6 different countries.
Yeah, if you write just reading, it's okay?
Yes, it is okay.
Okay, because that's what I did. I just wrote reading, writing, grammar, vocabulary, speaking. Okay.
Okay, but have in mind that your topic needs to be for advanced students, because you all of you have already the knowledge of language to discuss, give opinions, and do something complex.
Okay.
Right? Okay, thank you. So after the reading, we have the second stage proposed by Noonan. So could you, I mean, if you have any question, please let me know, any of you, before we continue. No questions? Okay, so Fernando, could you please continue reading?
Yeah. The teacher will encourage the students to practice the pronunciation of some words included in the reading above. The teacher will also encourage the students to list some unknown words. The teacher will elicit from the students the meaning of the unknown words. In case the students don't know the meaning, the teacher will provide synonyms and examples to define the word. 3. Authentic listening.
Sorry to interrupt you, Fernando. All right, so here for control practice, the idea is to help the students understand the information they read, the vocabulary, but also practice pronunciation. That's the idea of this stage. Good. All right, you continue.
3. Authentic listening practice. Time allowed, 10 minutes. Skill listening. Experiences with bizarre food. The teacher will ask the students to read the following questions and to watch a video to get the answers. First, why has Andrew Zimmer eaten different kind of bizarre food? Second, what is the goal of his TV program? The students will watch a video where Andrew Siemens is talking about his experiences eating bizarre food.
Okay, Fernando, thank you. So look at that, all the 3 activities for the first stages, for the first 3 stages are linked. The topic for all of them is bizarre food. The video that the teacher shows here is about a man who has a program that the name is Bizarre Food, and the teacher is having here a pre-listening exercise that is to have students read the questions, so by the time they watch the video, they focus their attention on trying to find out the answers for these 2 questions. Okay, any questions so far about the 3 stages?
Teacher, excuse me.
The
engage is the activity that the teacher use for catch the attention of the students. Yeah?
Exactly.
And the activity that is on the tab, class opening, is about previous knowledge, maybe.
Yes.
For start the conversation. Okay, thanks.
Usually, this teacher use a video, but some teachers have used a photo. Just show the photo and tell them what they tell the students. What do you think the topic is going to be about, or what do you think about this picture, or tell me if you have ever eaten any bizarre food. Something to engage students in the topic and in the lesson.
Thanks, teacher.
Okay, any question? No, okay, Fernando, could you help me to continue reading? Fernando?
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 4, focus on linguistic elements. Time allowed, 5 minutes. Skill, grammar to analyze some sentences. Okay, first exercise. Check your understanding matching. Read the questions and write the correct part of the word. Of the word? Or the word? Okay.
The word.
The word.
No, the correct part of the world, because they are different countries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Scotland, we have USA, Korea, Iceland, Japan, Italy, Asia, Africa, and South America. So which part of the world, first, has a dish which is not that tasty, but others offers está muy pequeño, it's pretty small.
Sorry.
Okay, very good. Okay, great. Has a dish which is not that tasty, but offers the dinner a thrill of danger. Second, which part of the world eats an animal which is cut up into pieces while still alive? Number 3, which part of the world gets valuable nutrition from eating small creatures? Number 4, which part of the world offers a dish that probably needs lots of ketchup? Number 5, which part of the world eats a fish that has undergone a period of chemical change? Madre mía. Number 6, which part of the world likes a dairy product that houses some baby insects?
Okay,
Number 7.
That's okay, Fernando, sorry to interrupt you. So here, this exercise is connected to the previous reading, but it's having the students practice some reading comprehension, but also some vocabulary here on the second exercise. The students need to fill the gaps with the corresponding word. So look at that the focus on grammar is only one exercise or two exercises, very short, that either have students practice vocabulary or grammar. Yeah, but it's what I want you to notice is that in this lesson we don't have 4 different grammar exercises about, for example, future perfect or present progressive. But the idea is to discuss about bizarre food, have some information, some readings, some videos, so that the students can give their opinions about that, and just 1 or 2 exercises to practice grammar. Okay, questions so far about this stage?
Yes, teacher, I have a question. Well, we have to look for a video in YouTube and in another page to share the link into the place the lesson plan, or can we create our own content?
Yes, you can create your video if you want to use it. It's okay. I mean, look at that here. We have authentic listening. It can be a video, but it can also be only an audio file. Yes, and here the teacher used a video to start the lesson, but instead of using a video, you can use a picture or you can use just a question.
Okay, okay, but we are going to teach to the advanced student.
Yes, you need to teach your class, Giovanni. You need to write a class that you're going to teach to the students that are here tonight. And you're going to teach the class to Natalia
Okay.
Urrego, to Natalia Riveros, to Dinalda, to Freddie, Lydia.
They are going to be my students.
They are going to be your students for
Okay,
45
perfect.
minutes.
Oh, 45 minutes. Okay,
Hmm?
okay, okay. Thank
Yes. Okay, let's continue. Fernando, please could you read stage 5?
Sure. 5. Provide freer practice. Time allowed 10 minutes. Skill speaking. The students will take turns to ask each other if they would try any of the food. Remember? So the foods in the pictures and give their opinions. First food haggis from Scotland. Brain sandwiches, USA. Insects, Asia, Africa, and South America. Harkar, Iceland. Fugu, Japan. Cashew marzu, Italy.
Okay, so here the teacher asks the students to take turns to ask questions. Have you ever eaten any bizarre food, or would you try any kasumarsu, or why, or just give your opinion and support it? And finally, we have the pedagogical task. Fernando, could you please help me?
Yeah. 6. Pedagogical task. Time allowed 10 minutes. Skill writing. The students will write a paragraph about their experiences eating bizarre food or if they would try any.
Okay, this is not something that students did during the lesson because it was a 45-minute lesson, but it's part of the lesson plan that you need to write. If you plan to have a student write something, anyway, you need to write here what that exercise would be about. And well, anybody has a question about this lesson or the stages? What Noonan calls pedagogical task is to think about what we usually do with the language outside the classes, outside lessons, outside schools, and try to take it to the lesson. So we use language for making transactions like buying food, like asking for information, like what else? When we are in the restaurant, like for buying food in the restaurant or buying clothes, right? But we also use language for to socialize and to give opinions and to talk about what we listen during the day or the news or about our families. So the idea is to take those topics to the class, and the pedagogical task is to the last task that is very similar to what we do outside the class, outside in the real life with the language.
And one question, teacher. These activities, most of them are like in a group, right? Like all the class is participating. But what about if we use activities, individual activities? Is that okay?
It
Like
is okay, but if you, I mean, those
so we
the
have
students
like
participated, and it was not in groups that they had to do that. The students gave
yeah,
their opinions. In each one had a turn to say what they thought about the topic.
yeah. So we can have also activities like in pairs, something like that.
Yes, sure,
Yeah,
it would be great.
and some activities the teacher participates in, another ones the teacher doesn't participate, right?
Yes. So the idea when you teach with classes of English
Hmm.
to advanced students is that you speak very few,
Okay,
because students have their language to practice, and students are the ones that need more practice at the moment they are in class. So you ask the
okay,
questions, most of the times they are the ones who practice by um, interacting or talking most of the time during the lesson.
yeah. When you give your lesson to the students, to our partners, to our classmates, they are going to see all this. I mean, they are going to view the our lesson, like the structure.
No, no. Um, what teachers usually do is that they prepare a PowerPoint, or they have like different. They open different windows,
Uh-huh.
and so, for example, they have ready this video. So they open a window with this video, and for this reading, they have this reading pasted in a Word file, and so they had that ready. They had a
Okay.
window open, so by the time they are teaching the class, they are just changing the they are
Uh,
visualizing the window that they need for that part of the lesson. Sometimes teachers use a PowerPoint to put all the information there, but it
o-
depends to you as you want.
okay. So in our presentations, we have to get ready all these files and videos and everything so they can see them.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why I need to give you feedback um, before you put all the information, you organize all the information.
Teacher,
Yes, Lydia. Hello.
teacher, I don't know. Um, in which part of the lesson of the lesson plan is much better to include a game?
Mhm. You can use it at the beginning. Some teachers have used it here. And they have used Kahoot or they have used Quizlet. They have used puzzles here. Sometimes teachers have used games in the here in the focus on grammar activity.
Focus on grammar.
Yes, like like questions or sentences that they need to correct, but they have some time limit. Well,
Okay.
I've seen it in those parts. I
In
wanna
encourage now.
in the first exercise, the warm up.
Teacher. Yes, teacher.
Yes, the warm up.
It's possible
Yes, it's possible there.
to include. Okay.
To include what?
In this part, in this first one part.
Yes, it is possible to include it in the first part of the class, that is the warm-up activity. That is perfect to put it, to use a game in that part. I want you guys to read this because it's gonna help you to have some ideas on topics and on verbs that you use when you write the objective. Didier, could you help me to read the topics and the objectives?
Topic: stereotypes. Communicative objective. The students will work on critical thinking by participating
Exactly.
in a discussion about stereotypes. Topic: Mars and the Earth. Communicative objective. The students will discuss the differences between Mars and the Earth and the possibility of living in Mars. Topic: decision making. Students will work on critical thinking by participating in a discussion about decision making related to the way time is spent. Topic: dating. Students will give opinions about situations related to dating. Topic: online education. Students will talk about advantages and disadvantages of online education.
Thank you, Didier. So in the communicative objective, you don't see anything about grammar. Is you have verbs that express communication, participate in a discussion, give opinions, talk, discuss, work on critical thinking, communicate. Okay, questions about this?
Teacher, excuse me, I have a doubt about the grammar. If I have my topic, I don't know what grammar I should use for my plan class, teacher.
Because the grammar is going to be chosen depending on the reading or on the video that you choose for stage one. So it's not, don't do the opposite. Don't decide on the grammar and then choose the topic. But the opposite, choose the topic and then depending on the video or on the reading that you choose, you decide on the vocabulary exercise or the grammar exercise that you want to use for your lesson. Let me show you other example of lesson plans, so maybe it will help you guys to have an idea. Nala, could you please read this lesson that I'm going to show? This one is.
Yes, teacher. Communicate objectives, length of the class. This not?
Yes, well, this is 45 minutes, but we already read that part, the pink part. So let's just read the one that is
The
in front.
exercise. Okay.
Uh-huh.
The student will discuss the difference between Mars and the Earth and the possibility of living in Mars. Class opening. A. The students will take the quiz. How much do you know about the planets? B. The teacher will ask the students 3 questions. Do you know what the name of our planetary system is? How many planets our planetary system has? What the name of our galaxies?
Okay. So as you see from the beginning, the teacher starts with questions to elicit from the students information about the planets. And he starts with a quiz that is already made, found it in the web page. He didn't create it. Okay, continue, please.
And this is engagement, teacher.
The one that you read, yes, that is the warm-up.
Okay. Complete the sentences using the items. Astronomical, same, support, gravity, frozen, nitrogen.
This teacher also decided to start the first stage with a reading of a conversation. So he used a pre-reading exercise that is to fill the gaps. But the teacher told them, you have to work on this exercise, read the exercise, and then read the conversation so you have an idea on how you can solve the exercise.
And the exercise is not about the last video, teacher.
No, the video was used to, it was not a video, it was a quiz. So the quiz
Yes.
was to have students, to elicit from students previous information about the planets, the
Okay.
planetary system and the galaxy. If they knew the name of our galaxy and the planets in the system, another 8 questions, I think,
So that's
about,
excuse me, teacher. So the exercise is about our knowledge.
yeah, previous knowledge.
Okay.
All right, so that first exercise was the reading of the conversation. And for control practice, could you please read, Nala?
Of course, teacher. Control practice. Skill pronunciation. The teacher will help the students to practice the pronunciation of some of the words presented in the text above. The student will also work on a vocabulary exercise linked to the words presented in the reading above. 3. Excuse me.
So it was, again here, it was to help students practice pronunciation and the vocabulary of the conversation they read in stage 1. Okay, continue, Nala, please.
3. Authentic listening practice. Skill listening. A. The student will watch the following video and will complete the sentences below. And keywords: further away, slower, longer, similar, colder, about, smallest, and less.
Okay, so again, we have here a pre-listening exercise of about filling the gaps with the corresponding words. And after that, the students watched, after reading what they had to focus their attention on, they watched the video. Then we have the grammar exercise. Nalda, please help me.
Fourth, focus on grammar. The student will classify the words below into the corresponding box. To share, but, similar, whereas, while, both, to have in common. And the words that are on the square, teacher.
Yeah, the activity was to classify the words below the corresponding heading or subtitle. So words that are used to talk about differences and words that are used to talk about similarities.
Similars. 5.
But look at, sorry, these words and this exercise were taken from this conversation. So all the exercises are linked to the same topic. These words to talk about differences were taken from the conversation about Mars and the Earth, the previous one, number one. Okay, and number 5, Nalda, please.
Provide free practice. Skill speaking. The teacher will encourage all the students to answer the question below. Why do scientists try to find out if humans can live on Mars? Do you think people will live on Mars one day? Why? What aspect of Mars do not allow humans to live there the same ways as in the Earth?
Earth.
Earth.
Uh-huh.
Earth. Thanks, teacher. Would you travel to Mars for tourism?
Okay, good. So after students read and watch a video, they have some more ideas to answer these questions orally. And because they were advanced, they had the language to answer the questions. Did Nalda?
During the class, could be a question or conversation about the topic, but that is not included on the class. For example, in the last week, on magazine, I read that Mars was close to the Earth. And I don't know if maybe the students can speak about the topic and extend the conversation, for example.
You can use that reading, for example, to start the lesson. So as exercise 1. So you can have students read that information, that article. You can create a vocabulary exercise. And you can ask after that questions about, to have them give opinions about the information in the article. That would be like the material that you choose to create the whole lesson as the basis of the lesson.
Okay.
Teacher.
Natalia.
It is necessary that the lesson plan has for the 4 skills, grammar.
If you're going to use this method, these stages, yes. If you want to use other method that can promote communication or analysis, creativity, or use of technology or any other 21st century skill, it's okay. You don't need to use the 6 stages. if you have other way to organize the exercises to have your students practice any of the 21st century skills.
Thank you, teacher.
Teacher,
Did
I don't know if it's possible. Okay. Okay, well, it is not necessary to specify the duration of each activity. Well,
better. It is better.
of each activity.
It's better if you do that because that's going to help you to have in mind that you just have 45 minutes. So for example, this quiz in reality took more than 5 minutes. So it took, and with the questions, I have the 7 students answer the questions. It took like from 10 minutes more or less. And this exercise, look at how long it is, the conversation, plus this one, that's gonna take other 10 minutes. So you have 45, and so far we have 20 minutes. So it's better if you write the time that you will spend, because it's gonna help you just to fit the lesson plan on the 45 minutes that you have. At maximum, you have 1 hour, because Didier,
Yes.
let me show you here. So this is the idea, Didier. Every Wednesday, two of you are going to teach their class. For example, next Wednesday, for example, Natalia will teach from 6 to 7 and Giovanni from 7 to 8. And on October 28th, example, you will teach from 6 to 7 and Freddie from 7 to 8, right? So we have to meet from 6 to 8. So each one of you won't have more than 1 hour.
Okay.
Maximum 1 hour, but you have to plan 45 minutes.
Okay. Wednesday.
Okay, does anybody else have other question about the lessons? They are published in the virtual room. You can check them, analyze them, to have a better idea how to write your lesson. You also will find an Excel file with a list of web pages that you can use to promote interaction, because since your classes are going to be virtual, you could probably use this, for example, Bamboozle to create games, or Kahoot, or Edpuzzle, or Socrative. Here you have the tutorials if you want to know how to use them or you have not used them before. This, for example, Random Name Keeper is just a wheel that you click and then you type the names of the students there, and if you click on the wheel, it spins and then it stops to tell the person who needs to answer a question, for example. Or here you have some web pages that have for you to create a collaborative board. For example, a Padlet, that is the one that you use when you write about yourselves, for the virtual rooms that we have in the program. So let me open it, and I use it in some of my classes, and you have used it as a student. But as a teacher, you need to use your email account, or your Gmail account. So you click on ES or type es.padlet.com, and here iniciar session, you can use, as I told you, Google, Microsoft, or Apple. If I use my Google account, I find here hacer un Padlet. You can click there to choose one background. This is the background I have, for example. I click there, and by clicking on this wheel, you can here type a question as a title, and you can here change the background. Let's say this, and well, you save it, save the changes, and your classmates are going to use this. So you need to copy this web page, and this is the one that you're going to tell your classmates to use. So by the time they use the web page, they will see this that you're seeing, and they will just click on the fuchsia circle to type any answer for the question they have here. So this collaborative board, you can find it in Padlet, or you can find it in other web pages, for example, Peer Deck. I'm typing it in the chat box, peerdeck.com or nearpod.com. Some of you have used Nearpod as students. I'm gonna show you. Nearpod is, for me, more complete because you can put all your presentation of your class there. As a teacher, you can type on, you type nearpod.com, and then you type on sign up for free or login. Better login, yeah, login. You log in with your Gmail account or Microsoft account, and here you click on create a lesson, and this gives you this allows you to drag and drop here the PDF presentation or the PPT or PNG, or you can create the slides from here, and you can choose, for example, activity, use a collaborative board. You type here the question, what's your opinion about stereotypes? You choose here the background that you want, and you save it. You can create also here activities. You can create a questionnaire or the matching exercises that some of you had with me for one of my courses. So here you have agregar par. You type here, for example, a word like, let's say, bizarre. And here you have the meaning. Right? And you can have different pairs so that students later can work on matching the pairs. So by the time you are done, you click on hecho. Let's write here another word. So it's astonishing, and the definition will be amazing, surprising. So when I'm done, I click on hecho, and here they already have, and then you click on guardar. So this Nearpod gives you the opportunity to show not only your PowerPoint presentations, but also create activities that you can combine with your presentation. All the ones that I show you here, like questionnaires, fill the gaps, surveys, and others here that you can like later check. When you are done, when you have all your presentation ready with all your activities and exercises, you click on save and leave. You need to give a title to your lesson. You need to choose the level, university, the subject English, and save and leave. This is free. These web pages are free. You can just use them by using your Gmail account or Microsoft account. So when you're ready to teach your class, the day that you need to teach your class, you log in as a teacher, and then by having your mouse on the name of the lesson, that is lesson 2, you click on Participar en Vivo plus Zoom, and it gives you a code. That is the code that you share with your students. So here we have a code, right? And by the day that you have your lesson, you need to tell your students to join Nearpod as students. I'm going to show you. Some of you have already joined Nearpod as students in my classes, but those of you who have not, I'm going to show you. Okay, the date of your class, you need to tell your students to go to nearpod.com and click on this, and here on the students, type the code that you were given when you logged in as a teacher. These are some options to use collaborative boards or to organize all your presentation for your class, or some games that you can use, the ones that you find in the list that I show you in Excel. But if you have any other web page, sure that you can use it, and we can also, like, if you use other that is not in the list, in this list, well, it's gonna help to like add more information to this list for all of you to have like some resources to interact with your students. Here we have also a web page to create worksheets, to have students, all the students work at the same time to fill the gaps or work on matching exercises. So you create the exercise in PDF or in Word, and you upload it to this website. And this website saves information, and you then use the web address to give your students the day of the class, so they work at the same time on the same filling the gaps exercise. Okay, you have questions?
Teacher, I have a question.
Joy.
Okay, my question is when I have to teach my lesson plans, do I have to create all the content in PowerPoint?
No, if
No?
you want to use, no, it's not necessary. So
Okay.
the date of your class, let's say that you have a reading and you have
Mhm.
that reading in a PDF file. So you have that PDF file open in your computer and ready for the day of your class. And you have a YouTube video, so you have the YouTube window opened and ready by the time that you have that part of the class. So it's not
Mm,
necessary that you organize all the
it's more
exercises.
organized. Okay, perfect.
No, you don't need to organize it. What you are going to publish in the virtual room for me to read is the lesson plan in the lesson form that you have in your virtual room. It's the same one, the same form that you guys watched right now. That was the one that you guys read for the examples. This is the same, is this form. So
Okay,
you is the
no
one that
problem.
I need to read.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, any other question? If you have an idea of your lesson but you don't know how to organize it, you can email me before Sunday because you need to publish your lesson on Sunday and I will help you. I will help you and tell you maybe you can organize this way or this way or
Okay, okay, teacher, but it's a free topic. Free topic.
yes, yes. Just don't
Okay.
think about a grammar topic. Find out a good conversation, a good topic of conversation. Uh, you you read here some examples about
We
pizza
we need to
food,
upload.
stereotypes.
Okay, we need to upload the lesson plan on Sunday.
Yes, you need to
Uh,
publish it on Sunday.
well,
If you can publish it before, it's good because I can read it and I can give you feedback before.
okay.
Okay, any other question?
Sure.
Did
Any special level?
Yes, Didier, Luisa, and Monica. Maybe you didn't listen that information because I said it at the beginning of the class, but you need to plan your lesson for your classmates. You are going to teach the class during the encounters. So the level is advanced for adults. Hmm?
Okay. The days that you show us are the presentation dates of the lesson plans.
No, this is just an example. I need to read your lessons to
Okay.
find out the order. I need to read the lessons that you will publish to tell you, to email you Monday and tell you guys who's going to start teaching on Wednesday. Two of you will teach on Wednesday, October 21st. Two students, let's for example say Lydia and Freddy will teach on October 28th, just 45 minutes, and so on and so forth. This group has 8 students. So that means that during the 2 months, you will only have to plan 2 lessons and teach 2 lessons.
Teacher, I would like to use the Educa Play tool. It's okay, no problem.
Yeah, you can use
Yeah.
Educaplay, any other web page that you want to use. Just remember that you the plan of your lesson has an objective, and all the exercises that you plan for your lesson need to help your students reach the objective that you write at the beginning. And that objective needs to be communicative. Talk, discuss, create, synthesize, give opinions, analyze something. Or if you want to choose language for transactions, language for transaction is buy something, ask for something, uh, give information, etc. So choose a topic that is not that easy because it's for your classmates, and you will have enough knowledge of language uh, for something that is not that easy, for something difficult.
Like the topic I choose for my lesson plan, I told you before, is a weather forecast. So my objective is let the students learn, make them learn to communicate, to talk about weather in a proper way. There is nothing to discuss about weather. I mean, it's not a bizarre topic. It's the weather. But everyone uses in every day, talking how's the weather today and whatever. Now,
Yeah.
is that a good topic or not? Because I already did my lesson plan about that, and I think it's interesting. I mean, we're not talking about it is raining, it's snowing. No, we're talking about talking about humidity, the wind, the speed of the wind, the temperature. I mean, it's like a technical words. It's not that first level English, but, a weather thing. It's something more deep, more realistic, or more professional.
Okay.
What do
How
you
can
think?
how can
Yeah.
students apply it? What is the exercise that you plan so that the students can use that vocabulary?
Okay. So first, I have this warm up video. It's a funny video about the weather, but it's funny. So they have to get like some words, some vocabulary that they listen to. So I have another activity like writing an experience they've had in their lives, a real experience where the weather is like the main part of it, like an accident when it was raining hard. And so they have to talk about the weather in that experience. That's another activity about writing. I have some pronunciation activity, like they listen to these phrases in English, so they have to repeat it to pronunciate properly. And what else? Some vocabulary activity. But they read a test and they have to identify the words they don't know. So they get some vocabulary, some new vocabulary. Maybe some activities are not that really advanced level, but I think that the topic is interesting about. And this is another activity. They get into a web that they can look for the weather today in Moscow or any place in the world. So they research for the weather conditions in anywhere in the world. So they get all the information in the notebooks, and they write like a report about the weather conditions in that city, and they tell to the other classmates, no, the conditions in Moscow right now. How is the weather there? And another activity is an improvisation when they talk to the phone to a friend who lives in the other side of the world, and they ask about the weather. How is the weather? Where are you living? How is the weather there? You know. But that's an improvisation. They don't have to prepare anything. They just play that role. Those are mainly the activities that I propose in my lesson.
Okay, but the objective of your class is to
So,
you mentioned two activities. One is to tell a story
yeah,
about an about
that will be
a
the last one, like the pedagogical, like write an experience that you had in your past where the weather was a main part. That's the last one, actually.
okay. If that's the last one, the first one needs to be similar. So the objective will be at the end of the class, students will be able to write an experience, uh,
Yeah, that's a real experience in their lives where the climate or the weather conditions were main part of it. Mhm. That's the objective. So
yes, is
because
this,
that because I wrote that the objective at the end of the class, students will be able to communicate the weather conditions
that's a
or
different
weather.
one. So
Uh
you
huh.
have two different exercises, or you have the students talk about their experience in which the weather condition had a part of it, or you have students um, students will um,
Yeah,
communicate.
communicate weather conditions in a proper way, or weather conditions in a proper way, or you know, specific way.
Yeah, so you have the students watch as an example of how to talk about the weather, and then you give them
Uh,
information so that they can actually role play like if they were the people in the news who talked about the weather. So
so
those
so
are two different exercises and, and
I have to
objectives.
write all. I have to write these two objectives. Like every exercise has an
Only
objective.
one. Yes, but choose only one. If you want students to describe an experience, so the first exercise that you have here in the stage one is similar. It's a person who tells an experience or an anecdote of a trip in which the weather was an important part of that experience.
Yeah.
And then you will have a listening similar with a similar topic, somebody talking about their experience of a trip in which the weather was important. And the grammar exercise will be about something of the vocabulary or a grammar topic that is part of the video they watch or the audio they listen or the experience they read, right? And the free practice would be to have students tell their experience orally, and the pedagogical task would be to write it down, to write
Uh,
down their own experience. See, so you have only one objective to reach, and all is connected to experience in which the weather was part of it, or
yeah,
was an important part of it.
that was actually the last exercise. That writing,
Hmm.
like in the individual writing thing.
Yeah, and they will do that here
Uh,
at the end, but it will be just one objective.
yeah, but the main objective for me is that to they be able to communicate weather in a proper way.
Okay, if you
Not on to talk about an experience.
so don't write,
That's like a secondary thing
so
for me.
change the objective. So the objective won't be this one, but this one. And so if the students will communicate the weather conditions of a specific place, or students will role play how to talk about the weather conditions of a specific place. Here, as the first exercise, you have a video of a person in the news talking about the weather,
Uh huh.
You will have vocabulary exercise before the students watch the video. You have here for control practice students pronounce and the words, practice the pronunciation of the words. Authentic listening practice, you will have a second video similar to the one that
Yeah.
you,
So
or the transcript of
so
the video.
so yeah. So in that case, in case I choose that objective, I have to change the exercise about the writing about an experience.
Yes, because the last
Okay.
exercise will be students will role play with the help of some prompts how to
Uh-huh.
talk about the weather conditions.
Okay, got it. So I just have to change the last exercise. So everything is focused on that objective.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay.
got it.
But
Okay, thank
okay,
you. Yeah.
but then for all of you, think about something that fits your classmates' English level. Something difficult or something they can discuss, or, or yeah, something difficult because you have the possibility to work on that.
Yeah, but it's our first lesson plan of our life,
Yeah,
so
that's why.
that's
No, that's
difficult
what
for us
I'm
too.
telling you. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm not telling you change it. I'm just giving you an idea of how to
Yeah. Yeah.
choose only one objective, and I'm telling you, okay, for your first plan is okay, but later on you need to think about something more difficult for your advanced students.
Okay, got it.
Okay, any question? Okay, so before we finish, I need to ask Luisa and Didier. Is it okay for, no, Didier, Luisa, no, Didier. Didier, is it okay for you to have the theoretical linguistic 2 class on Mondays at 8?
On Monday, at
At
what?
8, at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yes, teacher. Monday, on Monday, 8
Yes,
p.m.
yes, at
until 9.
9:30, yes. Because remember
Okay.
that I told you that I have to teach other classes on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. So I'm just free on Mondays and Fridays.
Monday is perfect for me.
Okay, so we'll change it for Mondays at 8. And have in mind, please, that we have 2 holidays on November. But anyway, we will meet on Mondays at 8. I would like to change it another day, but I'm busy.
How many holidays do we have on
2
our
holidays in November.
Okay, we are going to sacrifice here in Bogota. We are not gonna leave.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have any other option because the other option is Friday, and any of you want to have the class on Friday.
No, the day before yesterday, we have classes without problem. It's okay, no problem.
But not all the students joined. Half of the students didn't join that encounter. That's what I'm asking. And we had it at 6, so that's why I'm going to move it at 8. Okay, so that's all for tonight. Email me if you need any help.
Yes, of course. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, Diana, teacher Diana. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. See you next Wednesday.
Yeah, next
Thank
week.
you, teacher.
Next
Tuesday.
week.
Teacher.
Bye. 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 Now.
Well,
Bye
have a
bye.
good night,
Take
Bye
care.
bye. Thank you.
teacher.
everybody.
Bye-bye.